Luckily on one day, other beautiful trick that works is that, hello everyone, welcome back to your channel MomGudy Days, and in today's video we are going to talk about a very sensitive yet a very important topic, that is nursing strike. Even though this particular situation occurs to only few set of mommies, I believe that every mom should be aware of this information. Because you might face this during any time of your breastfeeding journey, and I don't want to panic or stress out when that happens to you. Or B, even though if you don't face the situation, you can help the mommies who are struggling with this in your circle. So what exactly is this nursing strike? What are all the problems? Is it a permanent situation or it's a temporary one? What are the possible reasons? What are the solutions? We are going to talk everything about it in the detail. Let's get started. What exactly is this nursing strike? Nursing strike is when the baby rejects the mother's milk. Just to give you how significant this particular topic is, imagine the whole and soul food of a baby between 0 to 6 months is mother's milk. And imagine a baby rejecting the mom's milk completely during this particular duration. You can understand how traumatic the situation can be to the mommies. When I faced this situation, I was in tears, I was helpless, I was clueless. Unfortunately or fortunately, I called up one of my friends where she said that she also faced this issue and it went on for 15 days and the baby latched back. So that was a hope for me, and I started to read about it, like why this happens. I also had posted many of my questions in the parenting communities, and there when I got to know there were a lot of mommies who have been facing this problem. Before I get into the possible reasons of this one, I would like to clarify you one thing. Don't just confuse this with the initial struggles which you have during your breastfeeding journey. That is a totally different topic. I'll take it up in another video, but this is a proper breastfeeding journey happening between a mother and the baby, and the latching is going fine, everything is going absolutely perfect. Somewhere between the 3rd month or the 4th month, the baby suddenly starts to reject mom's milk. When does it exactly happen? In most of the cases, it's between the 3rd and the 4th month of the baby, and it can happen anytime, but 90% of the cases are between 3rd and the 4th month. Now, I'm going to tell you what all could be a possible reasons for this one, and I'll also accompany it with a solution so that you'll be able to connect it and rectify it better. First, it could be because of the nasal congestion, ear infection, teething, or the baby could be unwell. The baby has got a nose block, then you can go ahead and put a nasal drop, and make sure it is always a saline nasal drops. Usually the nasal drop will mention S over there. So those are the nasal drops which you can use. And again, use it after you have consulted with your pediatrician. 1 drop in each nostrils, and once the nasal congestion is clear, the baby should be able to take the feed. In case of ear infection, if the baby is having a pain in the ear, you can go very well check with the doctor and get it fixed. And the third thing which I spoke about is the teething. You can check your baby's gums if it is a little harder, or if there is a white thing that you can notice in the gums, then definitely your baby is going through teething. And when they are teething, it's kind of tough for them to take the feed. And in that case, with your clean hands, you can press their gums very gently and give them that soothing finish, and hopefully they should be able to latch back in some time. The second thing is the baby will not be able to identify its mother because of some unfamiliar smell across. Now, for this, I would like to ask the mommies to avoid heavily scented perfumes or soaps or lotion when you are breastfeeding, especially during the first 6 months. If your perfume smell or if your lotion smell is overpowering, then it makes it very difficult for the baby. So it's better to avoid heavily scented perfumes, lotions, or soaps during your breastfeeding journey. Other thing is simply because of the environment. If the environment is a little noisy, baby could get a little cranky and might not be able to take the feed. In that case, simply feeding them in a different silent place can really help you. Another reason is during the growth spurt or the 4th month regression, visual clarity gets better. The baby will be able to see distant objects very clearly. That's why you must be noticing the 4th month baby will be gazing at all the walls, the fans, the curtains, because it's able to see things more clearer, and that way it is getting distracted and it is not ready to take the feed. In that case, feeding them in the dark or using a nurse cover or wearing a nursing necklace can help. Now, what exactly is this nursing necklace? This nursing necklace is a necklace with a bright bead, so that you can wear that when you are nursing, which keep little hand occupied during the nursing and they focus on the nursing. And you can buy them online, and definitely this has helped many of the mommies. What if none of these solutions are working and your baby is crying out of hunger? In that case, go ahead and express your milk. You can express your milk either manually or using an electric pump. Whenever you express milk, make sure you follow the hygiene, and also you know the guidelines for storing the milk and providing the milk in a right temperature to the baby. The one which I used was the Love Lap electric pump, which worked beautifully well. And when you are using electric pump, make sure you are doing the sterilization properly. What I would do is that in the morning, before I would know he would get up in like 20 minutes, I used to start the pumping, so that the moment he gets up, he'll have his milk ready, and I used to feed him. Whenever you want to feed the baby the milk, I am not a fan of bottle feeding, because that can cause nipple confusion and the baby might not get back to feeding at all. So in that case, I would recommend to give them using a cup or spoon, or even the sippy cups would work better. And one thing you should be very careful is that because the baby is not taking the milk, make sure you're not ending up having an engorgement. Ensure you are expressing milk. Other beautiful trick that works is that though the babies rejects milk when they're awake, the dream feeding works beautifully. There are mommies who nurse the babies to sleep, while in my case it was a different thing. I used to put him in the jola and then I used to swing, and the moment I feel that he's going to sleep in a while, then I used to take him and I used to feed, and this has worked for me. During the night I had no issues of feeding. Only during the daytimes, the morning and evening, I used to pump and give it to him, and I used to feed him when he used to take his 3 naps during the day. And this went on for about 5 months. Luckily, on one day when he was 10 months old, he started to take the feed. From then until he was 2 years, there was no looking back. So mommies, have patience. Every single issue has got its solutions. You need to have patience and be passionate about breastfeeding, and don't fall for formula milk. Now, why I am not very happy with giving the formula milk, though the formula milk is beautifully formulated to mimic the nutritional composition of breast milk, would not give you any infection fighting antibodies that the breast milk gives. So in this world of viruses, I believe the first and the very important step of preparing them for this world is that you are giving them the breast milk, because that has got a lot of nutritional value, a lot of antibodies. I can bet you, if you breastfeed your baby as long as possible, then there are very less chances that the baby falls ill. Now, that doesn't mean that the moms who are giving formula milk are bad. No, not, definitely not, because motherhood is definitely challenging and breastfeeding is even more challenging. What I would say is try as much as possible and feed your baby. In the worst possible case, when you're not able to do that, then only you can switch to formula milk, but make sure you also parallelly give breast milk. See, during this nursing strike, the one thing which you have to keep in your mind is that you have to keep your supply on. And how does this exactly works? The more the baby sucks the milk, the more is the production, and because the baby is not taking the milk, then you might end up having a less supply. So you have to express your milk to keep your supply on. And with that, I think we have come to the end of the video. I hope this video was informative. If you think like even a 0.1% that I am putting my efforts to give you this information, and if you think the channel is really helpful, then go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, it's absolutely okay. Having said that, I'll be back with an absolutely fantastic informative video. So until then, as I always say, cherish every moment of your motherhood. Take care. See ya. Bye bye.